Welcome to Bangla City SATV News. This is Nuri Alamin with the headlines. Prime Minister, along with her younger sister, visited the Podda multi-purpose bridge this morning. Nation is set to welcome New Year 2022 tomorrow. 31st night cannot be held in open space anywhere in the country, instruct officials. So the government issues new guidelines for Hajj and Umrah travelers. Biometric registration for a visa is mandatory, effective from tomorrow. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, along with her younger sister Sheikh Rehana, visited the Podda multi-purpose bridge this morning. Dewan Abdul Qadir, effective engineer of Podda Bridge project, said that the two daughters of father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, reached the construction site at 7 a.m. and walked on the bridge from the pillar number 7 to 18. The much-awaited Podda Bridge will be inaugurated in June 2022. The 6.15-kilometer mega structure is being built on the mighty river Podda at a cost of over 30 billion taka from the country's own resources to establish a direct road and rail link between Dhaka and 20 South and Southwestern district. The Saudi government has issued new guidelines for Hajj and Umrah pilgrims in Bangladesh since the first day of the new year. The Saudi embassy in Dhaka has issued an emergency notice stating that biometric registration is mandatory for obtaining a Saudi visa from the next year. Bangladeshis wishing to perform Hajj and Umrah will have to digitally download Google Play Store or Saudi Visa Bio app on their mobile phones in the biometric system, which will be effective from the 1st January. The notice further said that no one will get any visa for Hajj and Umrah unless the registration and process is completed through the biometric system. Meanwhile, 5 people were killed and 19 others injured as a bus overturned on a 3-wheeler at Shalonga on Hatikumrul Bonpara Highway of Sirajganj district. Officer in charge Hatikumrul Highway Police Lutfur Rahman said the bus on its way to Dhaka from Rajshahi lost control near Goja Bridge on the highway around 10 a.m. and hit the battery run van. He said 4 van passengers, including a woman, were killed on the spot and 19 others injured, 3 critically. The deceased could not be identified yet, the OC said. President Abdul Hamid administered the oath to Justice Siddique at Bangla Bhavan today. The ceremony was held at the Presidential Palace Darbar Hall with a limited number of guests due to the coronavirus pandemic. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was in attendance as Justice Siddique, dressed in the traditional judicial robes and full-bottom wig, took his oath. The appointment of Justice Siddique as the 23rd Chief Justice of Bangladesh Top Court was announced on Thursday. He is replacing Justice Soed Mohammad Hussain. Justice Mohammad went into the retirement after serving as Chief Justice for the next 4 years. The nation is set to welcome the New Year 2022 of English calendar tomorrow with a plausible hope of returning to a new normal life as a number of people across the country. But the COVID-19 pandemic has forced the nation to avoid any kind of public gatherings or extravaganza centering the New Year celebration in 2020, while this year, though the New Year's Eve is likely to look different like all of the 2021st holiday, the people in Bangladesh will celebrate the occasion with the traditional manner, maintaining the health guidelines and social distancing as well. Moreover, 31st night cannot be held in open space anywhere in the country, instruct the officials. However, on this special occasion, people have already conveyed their best wishes to their friends and beloved ones through the different messaging applications and social media platforms. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back, and we're watching Bangla City SATV News. Now we move on to international story updates. US President Joe Biden and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin spoke on the phone for nearly an hour on Thursday amid growing tensions over Russia's troop build up the near Ukraine. The phone call requested by Putin is their second conversation in a month. Biden, meanwhile, told Putin that the US and its allies would respond decisively to any invasion of Ukraine. On the flip side, Vladimir Putin has warned his US counterpart, Joe Biden, that imposing new sanctions over Ukraine could lead to a complete breakdown in the relations. Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials say more than 100,000 Russian troops have been sent, albeit Russia denies it is planning to invade the country and says the troops are their exercises. At least 4 political workers were killed and 13 others injured in a bomb blast in Pakistan's restive southwestern province of Balochistan, officials said late on Thursday. The explosion occurred as the workers from an Islamist party were leaving a venue following a conference in the provincial capital in Quetta, which is home to several separatist and Islamist insurgencies. Pakistan is fighting several low-level insurgencies in a impoverished province waged by the Islamist, separatist and the sectarian groups. No group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, which the chief minister of the province, Mir Abdul Quddus Baizanzo, called an act of terrorism. Balochistan is Pakistan's largest and poorest province despite being rich in natural resources. Tens of thousands of people have been evacuated and hundreds of homes have been destroyed as wildfires spread through the U.S. state of Colorado. The first moving fires are burning in the Boulder country north of Defender, and officials say deaths and injuries are likely as the blazes spread the further. Wind of up to 105 meters per hour are sweeping flames across the region following a historic drought. Some 30,000 people in the towns of the Louisville and the Superior were told to leave their homes. A shopping complex and hotel were also fully engulfed. Meanwhile, a state of emergency has been declared by the governor. Israel approved a fourth vaccine shot for the vulnerable people, becoming one of the first countries to do so amid a surge in COVID cases driven by the Omicron variant. The approval came as another anti-COVID weapon arrived in the country. Health authorities reported on Thursday more than 4,000 new cases, a high not seen since September. Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said Israel, which was among the first countries in the world to offer the third shot to the general public, would be a trailblazer for the fourth jab. Israel will lead the way of administering a fourth vaccine to the Israeli people, he also said. Some 4.2 million people out of the population of 9.4 Israelis have gotten 3 shots of the corona vaccine. Nora Fatehi is the latest Bollywood celebrity to have tested positive for the COVID-19. In a social media post, the actress had shared a statement issued by her team Raid on behalf of Nora Fatehi, as her spokesperson would want to inform that Nora Fatehi has been tested positive for COVID on 28th of December. Abiding by the protocols, Nora has been quarantined under the doctor's observation. Since then, there has been cooperating with BMC for the safety and the regulations. Nora requested to stay safe and wear mask in the social media post. As the world readies itself to welcome in the new year, major venues hosting New Year's Eve celebrations are preparing for the festivities. This includes the famous Times Square, where its New Year's Eve ball went up to 130-foot pole for the test run. Dalia Nilufar has the story.
The ball is being illuminated by over 32,000 energy-efficient LEDs and enhanced by 2,688 crystal triangles. Visitors looking to be a part of the celebration at Times Square will be able to enter from 3 p.m. on Friday local time, but only after showing proof of full vaccination and a valid ID. They will also be required to wear masks during the celebrations. Well, Times Square used to host 58,000 people before the pandemic, and it will only allow 15,000 this year. London's iconic Big Ben was also preparing for its New Year's Eve celebrations as the clock bell got ready for ringing in the new year with 12 bombs. However, Omicron variant wreaking havoc in Europe, London's firework display and traditional concert that usually draws in thousands of people onto the streets has been cancelled. But experts hope that trend will be replicated and that 2022 may be remembered as a new, less deadly phase of the pandemic. Dalia Nul for SATV News Desk.
Bangladesh hoped against the hopes to make a good start to the new year as they take on New Zealand in the opening game on the two-match test series in Bay Oval in Mount Maunganui. The match starts at 4 a.m. as per the Bangladesh Standard Time. Bangladesh so far played 32 matches on the New Zealand soil, including 9 tests since their elevation as a test nation, but failed to register a victory in any format of cricket. Moreover, they will be without the service of their 2 key players, Saqib Al Hasan, who took rest from the series, and opener Tamim Iqbal, out with the finger injury. Bangladesh might go in with a bowling attack comprising 3 seamers and a spinner for their first of the 2 test series at Bay of Oval tomorrow, said Bangladesh head coach Russell Domingo. South African wicketkeeper batsman Quinton de Kock announced his retirement from Test cricket with immediate effect. The shock announcement from the de Kock, 29 years of age, came just hours after he was part of the South African team beaten by 113 runs in the first test against India at Super Sports Park. De Kock said he remained committed to playing international limited overs cricket. De Kock also said in a statement that he wanted to spend more time with his family. It had already been announced he would miss the second and third test against India because his wife Shastha is about to give birth to the couple's first child. Before ending, we go through Euro-Bangla City SATV News headlines again. Prime Minister, along with her younger sister, visited the Podda multipurpose bridge this morning. Nation is set to welcome New Year 2022 tomorrow. 31st night cannot be held in open space anywhere in the country, instruct officials. So the government issues new guidelines for Hajj and Umrah travelers. Biometric registration for a visa is mandatory, effective from tomorrow. You are up to date with the Euro-Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.